Alright, namaste boobies. This is Illy B, aka Remember Reads, and I'm here to do Cancer's October 2020 reading. And this can apply to your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus, any dominating planet. Honey, this is your world. I'm just here to deliver a message. So these are general messages. Please take what resonates and let the rest just wash away. Use your inner compass. Let guide you through these waters. Speaking of waters, so while meditating on your energy, Cancers, I got the message, I saw the rune Radhu. So Radhu is a traveler's rune, right? It typically represents a safe and pleasant journey. If you aren't taking any journeys right now, it represents an internal journey, your internal waters that are guiding you at this time. It's typically a time for you to travel within your own self for spiritual enlightenment and so on and so forth. So really beautiful. My eyes did get teary-eyed eyes. So you guys are very much tapped into your own innate waters within your own selves and your home life, because Cancers. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into the reading. Let's hop right to it, shall we? Bippity boppity boop boop. Alrighty, let's hop into this reading, shall we? Look, the sun wants to peek out. That's also Swallow. Swallow is the sun, right? It is the happiest rune within all the rune cast as well. Wow, look at that. That is Swallow right there. Let's see what's underneath of it. Okay. All right, wow, the runes want to come out and play, so I will be doing a mixture of runes and Pokemon cards. So interesting. Wow. Okay. Interesting here. So wow, yeah. So we have Swallow twice. And then we have Mystery Plate B in reverse, which is Berkana. So Berkana, usually it's the family rune, and we have Mr. Fuji here. Okay, so, and I feel like you guys heard this, like, for some of you, I feel like there is some issues with the home life as well. And I feel like you guys are at this like middle point, at this warping point, right? Like whether if you should stay or you should go. But here is like, you kind of don't want to take a gamble. You don't want to take a risk on whether if you should go or not. And I'm saying like you're having like this really chill demeanor here, but I feel like, and like, look, there's a little crab there, that's you. But I feel like that crab, right, essentially your higher self is like getting a hold of you, like, hey, you kind of have to deal with this situation here. So, so there's no, even though, yeah, so like I said, Swallow is like, yeah, and oof, I'm like all over the place right now. You guys are might feeling like very like da 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 da, but very chill is what I'm getting. So I know like you're trying to cover that like I wouldn't say chaotic energy, but anyways, so let's focus on one thing first. So Swallow here. So like I said, it's victory, good health, success. It's the happiest rune. It does represent yang energy, which is equivalent to masculine energy. I'm not talking about gender here. I'm talking about energy. Yang energy is very structural. It's point A to point B. It's drive, success. It's, you know, all that stuff. So although containing a very yang energy, it's still a very positive rune, using your own light to shine within you and without to bring in love to all those around you. It's not letting other people second guess you or force you into submission. It's coming back to the sense of who you are. So Swallow, like I said, it's victory, good health, and success. And now is a time where the power is available to you. That's why I feel like your higher self is getting a hold of you, like, hey, you kind of have to deal with this now because you have the energy. Like I said, the sun is here for you. For positive changes in your life, it indicates that you're being healthy and overcoming any observations, and like to it also says to relax and don't let tensions or worries get to you. So yes, like I said, relax, but like if you have to deal with certain things, deal with it. I'm getting a message for both. So if those are really tense, relax. For those that are really relaxed, you know, balancing it out as well. So if it's paired with Radhu, actually, and that's the rune that I saw in the beginning, Radhu paired with Swallow indicates that you're being a workaholic, and it might foretell overexertion, and it could be a warning that you're stressed your stressful lifestyle might be detrimental to your health. Swallow, it sometimes says that you wish to have total control in your life at all times, and if it's not possible, you'll feel anxious and hopeless. So that's where I feel like for some of you guys, like, you do have to come back to this really chill demeanor as well. Yeah, I'm picking up messages for like different types of cancers. That's why I said, like, you know, pick it and choose what resonates most with you. So like I said, there's no negative aspects to this other than just being workaholic or having everything to be in control, right? Like, you know, like not to gamble, right? When you gamble, you take things up like to, you know, risk or whatever. And it does have to do with family. And we have mystery plate B, which, like I said, is Berkana. Berkana is the family rune, but because this is in reversed here, it does indicate family troubles or domestic troubles. You might be feeling anxious about someone close to you. But sometimes, like, if it does have to do with a matter of business, the ventures might get trouble starting. Even though it's getting trouble starting, and just saying that it might be saved for later, right? Deal with your inner home first before wanting to start ventures out as well. I see the I see the number 80 here. 8 represents home, abundance, wealth, right? Abundance comes in all forms, not just money. So coming back into that, going back to, like, you know, holistic remedies as well, holistic healing here. So yeah, this is very much like home-based here. So even despite all of this, I feel like, you know, you were put there for a reason for you to heal those situations as well. I'm not getting it's going to be for long here. I'm getting that, like, you will be, like, successful as well, but you just got to take the initial steps to it. And yeah, so can I get some advice on how to deal, with this situation? So we have reserve ticket in reverse, slowbro and cellos in reverse. So I feel like what I'm getting is, like, don't feel the fire with this. What I'm getting is, like, remove codependency with this, because it says the shelter that is latched onto Slowpoke's tail is set to feed off the host's leftover scraps. So that's like codependency as well, like releasing that, like knowing how to release codependency issues. And Shellos, like, I sometimes see this as like a romantic Pokemon. Like, I see this as like soulmate twin flames as well sometimes with Rain Splash. This is like in reverse. So it might indicate for those that are having issues with, if it's not family, like, you know, your family, like your mom, your dad, all that stuff. This might be like I said, like domestic relations. So relationships, I mean, you might have a family with your loved one, right? You might have kids as well, possibly as well. So let's get some more information and advice on how to deal with this here. For some, I feel like this is like letting that go, but again, you guys have free will, of course, right? Follow your free will. This is just, you know, some advice, right? All right, can I get some advice on how to deal with this situation? Let's do family. So we have Poliwag here. Whenever I see Poliwag, I see this as like doing things a little bit differently, right? Going from a creative side, right? Remember how we said before that was yang energy? This is yang. So like I said, like the yang energy is straight to the point. It's point A to point B. It's structure, all that stuff. But then we have this curvature here, which is the yin energy, creativity, flow, intuition, knowledge, inner standing. So what I'm getting with this is like coming from a creative point, shifting your perspective about a situation, right? Because it says its newly grown legs prevent it from running. It appears to prefer swimming over standing. So like using a different way to approach a situation is what I'm getting here. Sparrow, what I'm getting is mirror move, kind of like, oop, yep, the train is saying yep. So the mirror move here is like kind of like give them the energy, give them a taste of their own medicine is what I'm getting, but like kind of like mimicking their moves. And for some, this just might be like what they're like, what's triggering you. If they're like triggering you in any way, is just like something like within you, right? Like a trigger within yourself. Since it eats bugs in your grassy areas, it flaps its short wings at high speeds to stay airborne. So airborne air communication is key right now. Practicing communication, clear-cutting communication. Mercury retrograde is on the horizon. We are in the shadow period. Do not be fearful. That's what everybody is fearful of when it does come around. But it's not to stay in fear, it's to stay in love, right? The only reason why fear is coming up because, again, it's triggering you. So if you have issues with communication, now is the time to practice communication, right? Think before speaking, articulate your words, be punctual, be mindful, and like, yeah. Interesting. We have Beltoy and Marowak. So with Beltoy here, telekinesis. Like I said, know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Oof, gambler, right? Knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. So with telekinesis here, I feel like you are picking up. There was a blue jay that just showed up on my window. So blue jay, again, communication. But what I'm getting is like, you guys are telekinesis here, right? You're able to, is telekinesis where you're able to move things, or no, that's telepathically communicating. Anyways, so telekinesis. So, so the advice here is like, look at Beltoy. Let's see, can you see that? Look at Beltoy, how it's like pretty much like minding its business. And then like this person right here in the back is like, oh my gosh, the Beltoy is just doing its thing. That's the mindset that you have to have. No matter what judgment, whatever they put on you, just stay with your authentic self, right? And like, don't mind them, because you're just triggering also them of things that like they don't have, right? They're afraid, like, you know, they see how free you are, they see how in tune you are to your own self, and it's triggering them because they don't feel that way. So the advice here is to like continue to just live your authentic true self. And, you know, essentially that will trigger them to the point to heal, to grow, and to let them, you know, to show them, like, let that be a mirror. Let that be a mirror of like them saying like, hey, you could have this too. You could also be free. You could also live authentically you, right? So they all cry out at once to let us know when they have spot an enemy. It really helps us out. Like I said, knowing when to hold them and to fold them, right? If you feel like tap into your intuitive selves, like, right, you guys are the water signs, so you guys are very attuned to like what's going on around you as well. So with Marowak, there's a lot of back and forth energy here with mirror move, with boomerang, all that stuff here. The bone it holds, it's a key weapon. It throws the bone skillfully like a boomerang to KO targets. Sometimes, like I said, like you guys gotta like throw a bone sometimes every now and then. Of course, speak your authentic truth and power, but just know that whatever, and also whatever you dish out will come back to you, right? Saturn is now direct, so Saturn will be, you know, delivering its karma where it needs to go. So awesome. Let's see. Oof. Oh yeah, I forgot all about the runes. So let's pull 3 cards and 3 runes. So this will be outcome if you follow the advice. So we're going to do 3 runes and then 3 cards. But before we begin, we have Magmar here, found at the mouth of volcanoes. It's extremely hard to spot. They're very few instances capturing this Pokemon. So I feel like, you know, when the floodgates open about communication, it will be very sporadic. That's why you have to come from your heart center. Make sure it's not too sporadic, right? Because volcanoes, what do they teach us? They show us like that very sporadic energy, and like, yeah. So let's see. Outcome if the advice is followed. Doggaz, wow. No, that's not Doggaz. Sorry, that's Engies. Beautiful. So Engies is the rune of completion. This rune, so if you follow the advice here, this is a rune of completion, a rune of time when you're closing out. you're tying up loose ends and you're free to move forward at any direction, right? If you were in this like warping point, it's because you're here to tie up loose ends. And it's success in any conclusion at the problem at hand, a time of relief and no anxiety. Again, coming back to that relaxed state. It's a milestone in your life. Congratulate yourself, right? Because you've learned the lesson, you're able to move forward. Your realizations of a dream, if it's paired with Berkana, it's a birth of an idea here, or sometimes a birth of a child. So again, be mindful, like I said. So sometimes it brings news of a stranger coming into your life, right? To, you know, because it's like kind of like the vacuum effect, like even when you clear one thing, energy still has to be put in. So if you clear the people around you, you know, new people are going to come through. So this rune shows an ending of a phase and the beginning of exciting time. Positive changes of deliverances here. It's a good rune, and only like, yeah, this is beautiful. So let's see what else. Okay, so we have Ensu's here in reverse. So Ensu's is like not believing everything you hear right now. Sometimes there's trickery as well. Get a second opinion. Sometimes if you do receive advice, it might be kind of selfish as well, and something might be interfering with your plans, so just be mindful of this. Yeah, poor communication as well. So just like I said, like just be mindful of the sporadic conversations, and like I said, like poor communication, that is like Mercury retrograde at its finest, so just be mindful of that. So oof, I don't know if you saw that, but it literally linked up. But overall, this is Tewa's more masculine energy, yang energy. So you guys might be having to call in some yang energy into your life as well to deal with these times. So Tewa's, it's also associated with Tuesday. And surprisingly, I'm, you know, recording this on a Tuesday. So Tewa's is the rune of victory and success, right? You're ready to fight for what you believe in. And pretty much the time of feeling motivated. You have the strength, this power. This represents, you know, masculine yang energy. If the person is questioning, you know, a man, this represents them. So like I said, remember before, it's so funny because I was thinking about those that had like Shellos and like reverse. I feel like like for these people over here, right, you might be questioning, right, because you guys might be fighting, or just there might be issues and you're kind of questioning this relationship. But Tewa is typically, when this comes up, when it comes in like in a love reading, it should, it has jurisdiction over sexual relationships in regards to romance. So it's a positive answer, right, as well, but sometimes it can mean new relationships or restart of new ones, right? Because you're closing out these chapters, you're closing out lessons, so it's going to bring in this newness as well. So, and also it shows that the man has good intentions. So when it's paired with Swallow, which it was, you will keep the fight and tear up the opposition. So it's continuing to fight the fight, continue to stand up for what you believe in as well. So again, like calling in your own yang energy to bring forward, standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe in as well. And not really, like I said with Beltoy here, right? Like I feel like these people might want to like bring you down, tell you like lies, trickeries, and all this stuff to keep you down, but do not listen to that. So let's pull some cards here. Yeah, so it's no longer going to be hunting you with Hunter here. It's no longer going to be hunting you, right? I feel like this thing, it's like been kind of like weighing you down, or more so just like you've been thinking about it per se, but it's no longer going to be eating up because you're, you know, you're tying up these loose ends with Apom. Yeah, like it might feel like I always see this as the Hangman in a reverse. It's like there's still like, I know you're almost there pretty much and you feel like the road is closed, but you almost got it. You're almost there. And Mr. Mime, yeah, just like meditating, setting barriers, walls, invisible walls, like, you know, setting boundaries as well. Boundaries are very important as well. So like just, yeah, setting these boundaries. But overall, you got this, boobies. Seriously, you really do. So I'm going to pull, you know, one more rune in regards to this relationship. the rune of cattle. So this is like, yeah, like I said, extra emphasis. When this is paired with Tewaz, it's like you will tear up the opposition and all that stuff despite like whatever's going on. If those that like, if you guys have been like arguing or whatever about money, money is coming in. This is a rune of cattle, right? Back then, cattle was like a form of currency. And how I said, I don't know if it was this video or whatever, but I'm going to say it again. Abundance doesn't come in all forms of just money, right? When you like are happy internally, that's when like the abundance will start flowing in. So healing, you know, happiness and feeling happy, that's abundance, right? Abundance in food, abundance in health, abundance in happiness, abundance in like caring people around you. But overall, this is earned income. We're talking about money here. So if it represents your career or your health and status, this rune is attached to success as well. This rune is prosperity coming in any forms. So it's a gain that it's indicated. If it's with Gibo, this gain will be through personal relationship. Alongside with Radhu, which it is, the increase will be through a result of journey. So this rune is an arrival of which you have worked for. You will overcome any opposition. The advice of Fehu is to keep any plans you already have. So you remember how I said before, like with business, possibly, like, of course, like it doesn't say to completely like put it aside. I mean, completely to like just forget about it. It just says to like hold off for it for now, to heal this internal self, right? The journey here, you're going to go through this journey of this internal journey, right? And with, Berkana here, it's through personal relationships. And once all of that is healed, you'll feel the richness coming into your life, and then you'll be able to start this. So this is such a beautiful reading, Cancer. Thank you so much. And like, I love you. Please like, share, comment. Like, let me know if you guys are going through this. I would like to see if it resonated. Please show some love. As more love you give me, the more love I'm able to give back to you. Please check the description for more information down below on social media and tip jars. Again, I love you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your October.